Yo, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be doing some more of the Miotsukushi Ura playthrough. Now today is going to be really fucking cool because, oh my god, yesterday we saw so much. We saw like Rena, Nagisa, all the stuff about the potential pharmaceutical mystery. Oh my god, that was so interesting. I really wonder what's going to happen here. But, you know, the mystery that's actually going to be covered right here is the Hanada related one. The fact that he's firstly disappeared and secondly, you know, the fact that, let's just say it's not very easy to find him. Yeah, it's weird. It really is weird, and I do wonder what's actually going to happen regarding it. So, yeah, let's get into it, man. Oh, I'm actually really quite excited for today. I hope we get some really interesting information here, because I feel like it has potential, this. Right, let's go. Exploded? What? Wait, you've got to be kidding me. So Hanada wasn't the person that, you know, did the explosion. Exploded, what do you mean? You're saying there were explosives attached to the car? There's no way this can be an accident. No, according to forensics, the fuel system was cracked and gas leaked inside the car, so it reacted violently with some sparks from the cords on the radio, and that caused Jesus Christ. God, that's awful. They're saying it was a maintenance issue. No, but the only thing is that is going to be the thing they are intending. Yeah, exactly. Impossible. Yeah, that can't be true. No, I agree, yeah. Hanada was smoking the whole time they were driving to Kakiyoshi service area. If it was actually a maintenance issue, Tomoe's car would have exploded when they were on the highway. Yeah, fair enough actually, because why is Tomoe not having the same issue as Hanada? Yeah, fair. Yeah, because Hanada was in Tomoe's, you know, car. And what's more, could the weak electrical signal from the police radio really ignite a fire? It is actually really odd, I agree, yeah. I mean, I get that, you know, petrol is a hydrocarbon, it probably would be really quite reactive, but at the same time, I don't think it'd be so reactive that, you know, just a tiny little spike. Yeah, exactly, a weak electrical signal. It doesn't really make much sense. Even if the insulator coating were peeled off, that seemed unlikely. Yeah, fair. Yeah. Oh, what's this? No, wait a minute. There was a similar case half a year ago when she and Madoka were heading back after a meal, and a vandal broke inside and started the car. Oh. Yeah. I think that explosion really quite accurately. Yeah, it explains what happened. So is he safe? Yeah, I'm talking about Hanada-kun. Yeah, my god, yeah, he drove the whole way to Gifu Prefectural Police with me, you know? Didn't he make contact?
Yeah.
What? No. Hang on a second, what? Actually, Minai-san, are you sure you were with Hanada? Okay, now that is even weirder. Firstly, he's disappeared, and secondly, if his vehicle wasn't actually on the vehicle scheduling board, which I'm assuming is, you know, a record for all of the all of the locations of the vehicles, why the fuck has Hanada left? What? With that, Tomoe's suspicion turned to convict. Ooh, the person who betrayed them. Yeah, I know. Was somebody she had always relied on, Hanada Shiro. What? Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, you really think that reaction that Nena had, that's faked? Like, no way. You would have to be very emotionally intelligent to think that's faked. Oh my god. On top of that, there were inconsistencies in his account of the Ryugu Reina investigation. Apparently, she didn't even know of Ozaki Nagisa's death. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. That is seriously surprising. So this explains all of the mole thing that we learned in Kakiyuchi? No, sorry, Kageboshi. Hanada was the mole. One of Tomoe's most trusted subordinates was the mole. That's so surprising. To be honest, it was kind of leading up to it, but still, the fact that he is really suspicious, that just so surprises me. Oh my god. Is that all true?
本当なんですか?
本人の言うことだから確証はない。
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but the only thing is there's so much evidence regarding him potentially being a, suspicious person. There's no conclusive proof of that, hearing it from the man himself.
でも
But, yeah, no, I know! Yeah, who could she trust now? Her judgment on that was now completely different than it was just a few days ago. If she hadn't followed Lenar the other day. Yeah, yes, I couldn't agree more, yeah. She would have completely believed Hanada's report and continued to suspect her. And yet, as a result of that, the investigation would have been on an entirely incorrect path. As a result, even if he had interfered with Matsuoka's work, it would have been difficult for her to tell who was involved. Yeah. And furthermore, if Lenar came to Kakuyoshi and learned of Nagisa's death, she could be killed to silence her. Even though it wasn't a pleasant thought, Tomoe couldn't help but feel relieved that they had avoided a worst case. Oh yeah, understandable, yeah. No, I agree with this though, yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I really wonder what he's actually done and where he is at the moment, yeah. What he's doing related to the mountain dogs. Anyway, we need to find out Hanada-kun's current whereabouts. It's so surprising, but they're going to do a fucking search party for him now. Let's report to Investigation HQ and make emergency arrangements. Understood.
Then
I'll report to Yamamura-san immediately. Oh, before you do that, Fujita-kun. Fujita was already rushing out of the room, but on Tomoe's call, he turned back and said, "What is it?" Then Tomoe slowly walked up to him and... What? Oh my god! Hang on a second, what? What? Even holding back a little, she struck the side of Fujita's face with a good hard punch. What are you doing, Minai-san? No, I agree. Consider that your punishment for betrayal. Oh, yeah, understandable, yeah. Yeah, I was pretty hurt, you know.
No.
What?
No.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Yeah. I mean, that is understandable that, she's actually done this. Even, it's actually really quite, it must be really quite a, punch in the stomach. I mean, obviously, it wasn't literally a punch in the stomach, but yeah, it must have still been really quite sad for Fujita just to, see the rejection after, doing something that would objectively be trying to look out for Tomoe. Fujita didn't understand what she meant, but given the length of their relationship, he quickly realised it must be because of that discussion related to the case. Yeah. That damn chief, even though Fujita told him to keep it a secret from Minai-san. Oh my god. That's actually really quite funny that, yeah. Whose point of view is that from, by the way? Well, yeah, I'm glad to know you were worried about me. Really, I am. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I think even though if she is pushing herself way too much, it's just irresponsible of Fujita to, you know, assume that she is the type of person to do that. Yeah, nice. So let's do this together until the very end, please.
見ないさ。
Minai-san.
それに私だけ安全な場所にいてあなたに何かあったらそっちの方が大変よ。
Yeah, fair enough actually. Yeah. Tomoe's, you know, in a slave place, whereas Fujita is in completely, I don't know, just, well, it could potentially be as deadly as gangster-related investigation conditions. I mean, my god, it is probably going to get that bad just because of, you know, the cahoots with the mountain dogs. Or maybe not gangster, but like, you know, really professional military-related investigation. It's serious investigation. You can't have one of your best people, you know, out, really.
"うちの亭主を危険な目に遭わせやがって」って奥
Oh,
さん
oh
署内
god,
に殴り
fair,
込んでくる
yeah.
かもね。
Yeah, your wife might come storming into the station and yell at me, shouting, "You put my husband in
悪
danger!"
いけど
Oh.
そんな面倒見るのは私。
Yeah, fair enough.
Kira,
Sorry, but I'd
Kira.
rather not have to deal with that. Fujita was once again impressed, and Yamaki threatened him, "If you don't speak honestly, I'll tell your wife." Got it? Oh, damn! Even though he gave in to the threat, it certainly was something he was concerned about himself. That's actually really quite funny, that. Yeah, so it actually felt refreshing to receive a blow from Tomoe.
と
Yeah,
りあえ
fair.
ずあとちょっと
Yeah, for now, there's still more to do.
よろしく頼むわね。
Yeah, I'm
Fujita-kun.
counting on you, Fujita-kun. Right.
はい。
That's really quite funny, though. So there's, I'm assuming what he did after, you know, having talked to Yamaki. No, I think Yamaki asked him about Tomoe and then said, like, "If you don't speak honestly, I'll tell your wife." And, you know, that could potentially be a really, really bad, you know, affair story that could have been in place. In any case, there was only 1 month left, and they spend that time pursuing this man no matter what. Find Hanada, potentially found the mountain dogs. Who knows, though? Maybe that may not be the case, but still, I don't know. Fujita formed a slightly proud salute as he made that decision deep in his heart. Yeah. Right, what's this going to be? We're in the night.
姫さん、本当にやっちまったな。
That princess really has done it.
やってくれました
It was
ね。
Akiyama. Indeed.
正直あそこまでとは思いませんでしたよ。
Oh, yeah. They're probably just commending her on how well she's actually done, you know, this investigation and how much has been found out as a result of it. A man in a suit breathed a sigh of admiration, almost astonishment, as he poured some beer into Minor's nearly empty glass. Yeah, nice. That's really good if people were proud that are really, really high up as well. I'm assuming if they're talking to Minor, they're really quite professional. It poured out a little faster than expected, so the table got splashed with the overflowing white bubbles. Oh, but Minor didn't seem to mind, and he drank it all up.
さすが
Oh my
見な
god.
いさんの娘ってのはもう死後だ
I
な。
like that. Yeah, the words I'd expect no less from Minai's daughter will go out of style.
むしろ今後は見ない巴の父も刑事だったってな言い方になるんだろう。
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, that's interesting. Tomoe's going to become so good that, you know, they're going to forget about how good her father was just because of how good she is. Yeah, and in fact, going forward, they'll be saying that Minai Tomoe's father was a detective
そうです
too.
ね。
Right.
見ない2世ではなく初代見ない。
Yeah.
父親は元祖見ないというところですか。
God, I mean, this really shows how positively these guys think of her. That's so nice. Yeah, don't think of her as Minai the second, but the first. Her father was just a pioneer of the Minai name. It was just a swap of the father/daughter order, but the man facing Minor completely understood what he was getting at and shrugged it off with a laugh. Yeah, so these people definitely recognise and really, really appreciate Tomoe's efforts. Oh, the upper ranks of the police department viewed her as a sort of hereditary prince. Oh my god. But clearly that was a flagrant mistake. Yeah, it might be a better... Oh my god. It might be a better example of a pupil surpassing her teacher. That's ridiculous. I mean, that is actually really quite interesting, though. I'd assume that, you know, her teacher was her dad, but now she's literally doing better than her dad has ever done. I mean, yeah, I agree. And the fact that she's a woman as well, it really just... It is amazing, yeah. They say that unexpected things often happen, but who could expect it to go this far? Yeah, honestly, a case where NRIPS and Prefectural HQ work together despite their cultural differences was a great honour. Oh yeah, I suppose they are working together. For example, you know, you have Gifu Prefectural Police, you have Matsuoka, and the only reason I remember that name is because it's cool to say, but Matsuoka and also, you know, Soma from NRIPS, yeah, they're totally working together.
警察に限らず官公庁ってのは前例主義だからな。
And it's not just about the police force, it sets a precedent for
一度
government
こういう
officers
こ
in
とがあった
general.
となれば、今後同様のケースを発
Oh
足さ
yeah,
せるのが
fair
楽
enough,
にな
yeah.
る。
Yeah, because the thing is, if they have extremely high profile cases, but also have the, you know, help from the NRIPS organisation, then yeah, that's going to be really, really good. It's going to be really beneficial, and they're going to be able to come to results in record times.
そうしてプロファイリング捜査の手法を現場へ浸透させていく前線基地を築くのが本来の目的だったんだが。
And the original purpose of this was to set up a forward operating base to allow profiling investigation methods to penetrate into the field.
お姫さん、前線基地どころか、
Yeah,
そこから城内に攻め込んでしまいま
Oh
したな。
my god, definitely, yeah. She really has, you know. To be honest, I think she's really, really gone to one of the front lines, but it's not the... It's the furthest place she could go. The closest place to the truth that she could actually go. Yeah. The furthest place that you can go that isn't, you know, obviously Mountain Dog territory because nobody knows about them. But the princess didn't settle for a forward operating base. Yeah, she directly laid siege
敵
to
さ
the
んはよっ
castle.
ぽど慌てているようですね。
Yeah, and it seems the enemies are scrambling to catch up. And if anything, the enemies are literally revealing their identity. The fact that Hanada, out of all people, you know, he's faked. He's firstly, you know, lied about his whereabouts. Well, not really lied, but not told the truth, which is something you're not allowed to do in a policing job. I mean, you have to tell people where you are at all times. And, yeah, it's just really quite surprising that, you know, he, out of all
先日
people,
も
is...
あの子を警察車両ごと爆死させようとしたくらいですし。
What? Wait, just the other day they tried to kill her in a patrol car.
確かに。
Indeed. Wait, hang on a second. Where was this? Oh shit, when was this? Oh my god. Wait, let me just look back, because I really could do with some context here. Where could Tomoe have tried to be killed? What? It's not with Arakawa. Oh, I don't know. I completely forgot. Oh, wait, hang on a second. They think that, you know, the explosion in the patrol car was because of, you know, was something that was orchestrated to kill her. But I think this explosion was something that was faked. And, well, it was either faked or it was just badly timed. Maybe it did actually kill Hanada, who knows? I think that's very unlikely, though. I mean, let's be honest, if he's got this far in terms of his criminal game, then, yeah, he is a good criminal. He wouldn't make a mistake that stupid.
半
Indeed.
年前の爆破事件は
Yeah,
脅し
yeah,
みたいなもんだが、今回は相当マジだったな。
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, the car bombing incident from half a year ago seemed like just a threat, but this time it was completely serious. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and it's actually really surprising it didn't. The bombing accident last year involving Tomoya and Madoka certainly was a disastrous accident that could have caused some serious injury, but the forensics team concluded that the smell of gasoline and the obvious handiwork would have made the situation clear to an attentive person like Tomoya. Yeah, and if anything, I think I do remember her, you know, just noticing it at the last second, saying, fucking
飛ばされ
run.
た車上荒らしはお気の毒ですが、
Oh my god,
それに気づ
definitely,
かず
yeah.
エンジンをかける方が不用心ですね。
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It's unfortunate that the car was destroyed by vandalism, but it would take some serious carelessness to start the engine without noticing those signs.
むしろ仕掛けた本人が一番肝を冷やしたんじゃないですか。
In fact, the person who set it up might have been the most frightened one to see it.
脅しのはずなのに巻き添えになってはしないかと。
Yeah, that's interesting. Thinking even though it was supposed to be just a threat, they might have got wrapped up.
そうかもな。
Maybe so.
ただ数日前のあれは聞く限り
Yeah,
やば
but
かった。
based on what I heard, the incident a few days ago was truly serious. Yep. Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, Tomoe, how does she actually get to Kakiuchi? Because, you know, she knows that the car was, obviously, it had gasoline in. I think something regarding the fuel, can't remember entirely what happened, but something regarding the fuel was actually tampered with, so as a result she couldn't start her car. It would have been careless to start it, but yeah, she got into Kakiuchi via, I think it was just a police car. And then obviously gassing happened. Yeah.
C4 プラスチック爆弾が警察無線の電源機に巧妙に仕掛けられて、それに燃料タンクが誘爆する仕組みだ。
That's insane! So, C4 plastic explosives were cleverly set up inside the power supply of the police radio. What? And that was the mechanism that triggered the fuel tank to explode.
無事に怪我もなく回避できたのは運としか言いようがない。
That is so surprising, though. So, if anybody, while Tomoya was in the car with Hanada, had actually... Wait, hang on a second. Why was Hanada in the car in the first place? Oh my god, I really am bad at this. Yeah, let me just see... What began the... Oh, so they're just going to the Kakiuchi service area, which I'd assume Hanada would want to go to. I don't know, I mean, he literally disappeared from, you know, where Tomoe was. Tomoe had to run off, and he used that opportunity of her seeing Nena. I'm sorry, him seeing Nena. No, Tomoe seeing Nena even to, you know, skedaddle. That's so surprising, though. So Tomoe could basically have been dead if the car radio actually, you know, played. But it's actually really quite surprising. So when Tomoe asked the receptionist to call the car's radio, the car radio turning on and obviously causing a spark because of it not working, that caused the C4 to explode. Fucking hell. Yeah, that's so surprising. She'd get in the car and notice her companion wasn't there, and knowing Tomoe, she'd undoubtedly use the radio to report into Kakiuchi Station while waiting for him. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, but the thing is, that wasn't the case, and it really ended badly. Hanada could in theory be... No, why would Hanada be dead? It's too... Why would he, you know, be anywhere but the car? Yeah, now that's interesting. Yes, definitely, yeah. That's really good, yeah. Yeah, parking right in front of the gas station was a cunning choice. Even if she noticed the smell, she'd think it was a normal given the location. Isn't it nuts that this, you know, Hanada has gone out of his way so much to try and kill Tomoe, and yet, you know, just because of a few situations not playing out the way he would have wanted to, this happened. Then I literally saved Tomoe's life. In which case, this must be a pretty painful story for the enemy. Yes. True. And now they're rushing to erase their footprints, right? Yeah, I hope so. Now that would be really quite interesting. I wonder what they would actually be able to uncover if they did this. We'll hold them off before they can do that. Anyway, Akiyama. How far has public security gotten on this? The man called Akiyama drank his beer. Of course they are drinking. Yeah, then gently turned his gaze out the window to check on his subordinates guarding the surrounding area. Even among his longest trained subordinates, these were among his most rough... Oh, right, yeah, nice. And moreover, they were cleverly disguised so nobody would recognise them as policemen. Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah. I could imagine a police officer doing really good. You know, I don't know, just... disguise, really. Additionally, the two of them were in a private room located farther away from any other... Yeah. Nice. No... Oh, yeah, good. And Akiyama himself checked for the presence of listening devices and confirmed it was clean before entering the room. That's really quite good, yeah. As a public security officer, he was especially cautious. Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. It's so confidential what they're saying. And, yeah, even if, you know, his most trustworthy and longest trained, you know, subordinates are there. What were they called? You know, were they just called detectives? Or... No, I'm assuming they're public security officials or something like that. I don't know. He hasn't said they're detectives. He hasn't really specified their position apart from the fact that they're his subordinates. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Before I deliver the report, what? How have they got this far? Oh my fucking god. They are getting closer and closer to solving this. Now, I really wonder if we're actually going to discover Lowell's connection with Alphabet Project, because I bet you they have one. I mean, firstly, they've done human experiments. Secondly, they've literally made military-connected drugs. Like, why? There is a big possibility they are affiliated with it.
Alphabet Project?
Yeah, that shows its secrecy. It's so important. And you have tons of organisations, and yet these people, police officers that are, you know, public relations office, still don't know about it. Yeah, what's that?
AP.
Called AP for short.
Atomic, Biological, Chemical の頭文字を取った ABC で
It's based on the term ABC, which is an acronym for Atomic, Biological and Chemical.
次世代兵器研究会と言った方がいいでしょうか。
You call it a next generation's weapons research group.
それなら聞いたことがあ
I'm
る。
surprised, right? I've heard about that.
あの小泉のじじいが各所に手を回して脅した末に金をむしり取って立ち上げた時代遅れの研究会だろう。
That's the outdated research group that old timer Koizumi. Old timer, oh my god, I love that insult. Just like, you know, this person, he is literally on his deathbed, and you call him that. The old timer Koizumi set up by pulling strings and making threats, isn't it? He made threats and he pulled strings. Interesting. God, so Koizumi was the person that actually set the Alphabet Project up. I'm really surprised. Yeah, Minor looked exasperated as he muttered to himself, that jackass. Minor was in the forefront as a public security investigator when the Lowell incident came to light. For that reason, just speaking the name brought him anger and hate. Yep, that confirms it. Lowell is part of the Alphabet Project.
俺はな、今でもローウェル事件にはあのジジイが絡んでたと信じてる。
Still can't believe that old timer was involved in the Lowell incident.
戦後数十年の短期間で財閥並みの資産を築くなんて、汚い真似をしてこなきゃ不可能だ。
Yeah, and I mean, if anything, Koizumi, by funding things like these that have literally, they literally break narcotic and pharmaceutical laws. What was it? Like, if the narcotics that, for example, Natsumi and Reina have been... oh my god, I'm just so used to reading it in Tomoe's point of view that even I'm calling her Reina now, but like, still, if those narcotics were, given to the Narcotics Control Office, they would be pissed. Yeah. They would not be impressed. Old timer though. Oh my god, I love that so.
それに奴はもともと軍医だ。
Oh my god, I never knew that. Plus he was originally a military doctor.
データの流出とヤバい実験に関与してたって言われても、俺は全然驚かないさ。
Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised to hear he was involved in data leaks and unethical experiments. Yeah, that's interesting. If he's actually providing, like, for example, the research, like Takono's research. No, I mean, he doesn't know anything about that. For example, if he's still funding Lowell even after, this really unethical drug-related thing has been, leaked, it definitely shows that, he is funding things that, they break every rule of ethics. I wouldn't be surprised either.
それでも結局検察庁の特捜部も追い切れませんでしたね。
Oh, yeah, definitely not. No, even so, in the end, the Special Investigation Department of the Public Prosecutor's Office couldn't take him down. Yeah, because of how
死ぬ前に死刑報奨まで下された時には、何の悪い冗談だと公安一同抗議を叩きつけたくなりましたよ。
Yeah, when he received a Medal of Honor before his death. How does he receive a Medal of Honor even though he's funding things that are so fucking, shady? It's just surprising that, like, he can fund things like Lowell and yet he can still get a Medal of Honor. That is really surprising. When he received a Medal of Honor before his death, everyone in public security seriously wanted to rise up and protest it. Fair.
ああいう輩は絶対ろくな死に方はしない。させてたまるかって思ってたのに。
God, it really is interesting just how much Minor despises him. I mean, yeah, so firstly, he's probably been involved in unethical human experiments, and secondly, he's been funding things that have been doing it. I mean, that's all you need to really despise somebody. Oh my god, yeah. Clearly God and Buddha don't
お気
exist.
持ちよくわかります。
I understand how you feel. Yeah, that wasn't lip service. Akiyama was speaking sincerely while pouring out another glass of beer. The Lowell incident was one of the most shameful cases during Minor's tenure at public security. What is tenure? Just like a short training period. Oh, guaranteed permanent employment, especially as a teacher or lecturer after. What? After a probationary period? Right. Oh, so the period of time when somebody holds a job, for example, official position or the right to keep a job. Right. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense now. Not only did they fail to solve the case, but a senior detective who was like a brother to him was murdered during the course of the investigation. Oh my god, I know! Yeah, they never managed to catch the culprit. I agree. It's awful. It really, really is. I mean, my god. We all know who he's talking about. And what's more, the fixer directly dealing with the mastermind managed to evade arrest. Oh my god. And passed away as a hypocrite. Yeah, I mean, at least he didn't die honourably, but as a result of his existence, loads of other people have died. I'd assume. Because obviously Lowell has caused deaths. It's caused hundreds of deaths. It's literally human experiments. The people who were being experimented on, they had families. It was humiliating as a police officer and a painful blow to the pride of somebody as career-orientated as mine. Or, yeah, understandable. I mean, yeah, if you're really career-orientated and then you have to go through things that are, you know, as horrible as the incident that's happened here, yeah, fair enough. Akiyama understood that because he had been in the same position. Oh, no matter how many incidents you get involved in, the wounds of failure never completely heal. Yeah, that dutiful sense of purpose was his reason to exist. That's actually really quite interesting. So that you never have, you know, wounds and bad experiences from your failure disappear, but at the same time that creates, you know, will to carry on, really. Keep calm and carry on. Britain moment. Yeah.
まあそれはいいとして。
Well, let's put that aside.
AP なんて要は戦争特需の旨味を忘れられない連中がもっともらしく国防だ国益だとか言って新兵器の研究ごっこをやってるやつだろ。
Yeah, these AP folks are those who can't forget the taste of war, and they're finding the pursuit of defense a national interest to keep researching new weapons, right? Yeah.
核なんて論外。生化学も国際条約の関係上開発なんて不可能。
Yeah, nukes are absolutely out of the question, and biochemical development is prohibited due to international treaties. Yeah.
本気でやってるのかすら怪しいもんだ。
That's actually really quite surprising. So, I mean, for example, you could say that, you know, Hinamizawa Syndrome's H170 is a biochemical weapon, but it's actually a serious crime to develop it because it's, you know, prohibited due to international treaties. That's so surprising. Fucking hell. Yeah, so what about them?
そこで小泉のじいさまが生前肝入りになって後押ししていた研究がHinamizawa症候群ってやつ。
You've got to be kidding me. So the research old man Koizumi was pushing for in the later stages of his life was something related to something called Hinamizawa syndrome.
その研究機関を関村地に作って莫大な額の出資を行っていたそう
Yeah,
です。
seems he made a huge investment into that research institute built in that lonesome village. Please, Minor, you know about the case.
hinamizawa 症候群。
Please tell me this rings a bell. Hinamizawa syndrome.
病気か何か
Is
か。
that some disease?
一種の風土病と聞きました。
I heard it's a type of endemic disease.
どうやら 寄生虫だかウイルスだかが脳内に入り込んで、
Yeah.
その宿主の意識を乗っ取ってしまう。
Apparently, parasites or viruses enter the host's brain. Every teacher is pissed off. Where is the apostrophe? Enter the host's brains and take over their consciousness with very noticeable symptoms.
で、
Yeah.
その治療薬の研究を入江機関、
Holy
表向
fuck.
けには入江診療所で行っているんです。
They really have done their research, my god. I'm surprised they've actually been able to dig this far. So they are conducting research on a cure at the Iria Institute, or the Iria Clinic, as it's more commonly
そこ
known.
で使用されている薬のデータの一部が、ローウェル社が現在開発中のプラシルの改良試薬に流用されている。
What? That's totally Takono's doing. There is no way that EDA would be associated in something this bad. And the thing is about Takono's, he's just more into, you know, the whole military use of the, you know, research. EDA's the more, you know, I suppose humanitarian researcher. He really wants to research only for the pursuit of, you know, improving people's lives and making them actually able to live. Whereas Takono is just, you know, her own gain, due to just wanting to discover everything about the syndrome, and also, yeah, this. But that is so surprising. So, you know, Takono, I'd assume, or maybe some of the mountain dogs as well, they could probably be helping and stuff like this. But, yeah. Yeah, now that's interesting. As he said that Akiyama spread a document out on the table detailing the formula compositions with photos. Aside from the colour of the capsules, the composition was very similar at first glance. What? No! It was identical.
どういうことだ?
What does this mean? What the fuck?
いわゆるコピー薬ってことですよ。
That's what they call copy medicine.
以前の薬は日本での事件があって以来、海外でもさっぱり売れなくなったらしいですからね。
Earlier versions of the medicine completely stopped selling overseas after the incident in Japan. So that's actually really quite interesting. So I'd assume that the EDA clinic developed C103, and then, you know, Lowell have, you know, they've leached a lot of the information from that, and I'd assume that's where Nomada comes in, you know, just totally leeching all of their discoveries and, you know, doing it so that they can,
一時は精神安定薬としてそれなりのニーズがあっただけに、その改良には巨額の研究資金が投入されています。
But at some point there was a need for an ataraxic drug, so a huge amount of research funding was invested into its improvement. Yeah, interesting. And that's why when, you know, C103 was discovered, the research was going as well as possible.
しかし、それ以上に高い効能を持った薬が現れたとなれば、話は少々変わってくる。
Yeah, however, if a drug with even higher efficacy were to appear, that would change the story a bit.
それが製品化される前にプラシルの新型に差し替えて発表しちまえばいいってわけか。
In other words, they plan to announce a new model of Placil before the competitions can reach consumers. Oh, interesting. So if you're... if a new model is actually announced, then I suppose the competitors will probably be exposed for having copied the old one. Or maybe... No, I don't think that's likely, actually, because how do they know it's copied? Or they'll know that if something entirely similar to the, you know, formula of the... and the chemicals actually involved in the, you know, initial drug were used in a different one, then, yeah, they would know that it could potentially have been leached off. Interesting. What is an ataraxic drug? What? Right, so You have a problem with the way your liver works or kidneys. Increased pressure in your eyes. Oh god. Prostate problems. Unusual heart rhythm, blockage in your small intestines, epilepsy, long-term breathing problems. Rare inherited blood condition. Taking any other medicines. An allergic reaction to medicine. Fucking hell. Because you imagine just having a really rare disease, but also having an allergic reaction to the chemicals within. Uses. Oh, it can also treat. It's a sedative to treat anxiety and tension. Oh, interesting. Allergic skin reactions like hives. Right, interesting. Yeah, Akiyama shrugged his shoulders to affirm Mayano's hunch. It was an egregious story.
まあ、ひなみ沢症候群ってのは特殊な病気で、それ専用に作られた薬のデータをそのまま利用するわけにはいきません。
Yeah, well, this Hinamizawa syndrome is a very specialized disease. Yeah, definitely. So data from drugs developed specifically to treat it can't be used directly.
ですから、彼らなりに分析して成分構成を汎用性の高いものへと作り
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Thus, they need to analyze the results and change the composition of ingredients to create a more versatile drug.
そして、
yeah.
その試薬を国内で販売するために厚生省の認可を申請中ってわけです。
Oh, interesting. And they're applying to the Ministry of Health and Welfare for approval to sell in Japan.
しかしプラシルの悪名は国内でも根強いからな。
But Placid has a famously bad name in Japan.
改良版とはいえ、そのままの名前で売り出せるとはとても思えんぞ。
Would they really be able to sell it under any name? Even if it's an improved version, I don't think they'll be able to ever be able to sell it under that name. Right.
一度の審査で新薬の認可が下りるってことは確かにほとんどありませんが、薬事審査会の連中も13年前のことがあってか、かなり慎重みたいです。
Yeah, definitely. It's true that the drugs are rarely approved on their first application. Oh yeah. Having that would be absurd. They need to, alter it based on the potential risks experts may have found. The members of the Pharmaceutical Review Board are likely pretty cautious after what happened 13 years ago.
実際、少し前に審査会には申請を行ったのですが、結局却下されたそうです。
Interesting. In fact, it seems they submitted an application to the board a while back, but were rejected in the end. Now that shows they've actually tried to, just apply new Placid medicine, which probably was actually leached from the Hinamizawa syndrome research medicine. So that's interesting. I really wonder if Hinamizawa syndrome's medicine... Wait, no. The thing is about... Well, Takano and Irie, they did genuinely develop C103, for example, but Placid probably has a lot of similarities with it just because it's completely copied its, formula. And I'd assume that Lowell were probably getting the Hinamizawa syndrome people, just ordering them with money, obviously, to just spoil the contents of their medicine.
また臨床試験の協力を各方面の医療機関に求めているみたいなのですが、どこからも拒否されているようですよ。
God, that's really interesting. You know, Placer has had such a bad name that even though they have potentially improved the medicine, you know, nobody is going to want to give them any moments of their time just because of how much, you know, obviously the first Placer caused. And their request, it is actually really quite surprising that in, you know, after, interestingly enough, after 1983, Takada and obviously the other person, the Ministry of Health and Welfare, they announced the second Placer drug, interestingly enough, after Koizumi's faction is gone. And they requested the cooperation of medical institutions in various fields to conduct clinical trials, but those pleas were apparently all declined.
当然だな。
Yeah, of course.
死亡事故を起こしたような危険性もそうだが、
Oh yeah, definitely.
収賄を疑われるのは目に見えているしな。
Yeah, of course, nobody wants to risk involvement in a fatal incident, but it's easy to imagine bribery going on. It could, yeah. In developing new drugs, it's common to ask hospitals and other organisations to conduct clinical trials to identify side effects that may not have been found in... Oh god. Yeah, fair. Of course, the content and the prescriptions are carried out in a careful manner in an environment where an authorised doctor can vouch for its safety. Since it requires the trust and cooperation of the doctor and the hospital as a whole to study a new drug, they're naturally reluctant to handle any high-risk items. Oh yeah, interesting. That's fair enough actually, because they could be totally screwed if this, you know, for example, the doctor's, I don't know, just has some intent to leak what they're doing if it's potentially bad. Yeah. What the fuck? My webcam's not been on? Oh my fucking god. Oh god. It's annoying. That really is annoying. Didn't even mean for that to happen as well. Fuck that. Yeah, that's actually really quite interesting, that. So, yeah, they'd obviously find all the side effects that they could in, you know, animal testing, and then they'd actually, they give it to hospitals so that they can... But the only thing is, I don't really understand how they would find the side effects. Maybe it's just, you know, high-profile chemical analysis, and maybe more people that are specialised in finding stuff like that. Maybe more psychologists. Psychiatrists even.
ただ抗精神作用をもたらす薬ってのは扱いが難しいだけに確かに貴重で、成功すれば巨万の富をもたらす金の卵です。
Yeah, but mind-altering drugs are especially valuable because they're difficult to handle. So they're a golden egg that can potentially bestow a great fortune on success.
医薬目的はもちろんですが、その他にも快楽や軍事利用、使い道は数多くあり、しかも良質とくれば価格はそれこそ青天井。
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and not just for medical purposes, but for recreational use or even the military. Yeah, there are so many applications, and if the quality is good enough, they can set any price they want.
そのためにデータ集めに関しては企業側も必死で、謝礼なども含めていろいろ実弾が飛び交っています。
Thus, companies are so desperate to collect data, including rewards. Oh yeah, interesting. Yeah, because obviously they would want to, you know, they made this medicine and then they want to get as many many, I don't know, positive things from it as possible. Yeah, that they're shooting all sorts of live ammunition. Yeah.
そんな感じに出来上がった研究データは、それこそ億単位の代物です。
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's not hundreds of millions of, you know, dollars or quid, but still hundreds of millions of yen. That's probably, let's see, how much is... How much is 100 million yen to pounds? 528,000. Yeah, that is a serious deal. That's a lot of money. Fucking hell.
おかげで賄賂天国が救われる話だね。
And so they're seeking salvation through bribery.
だったらそんなデータは製薬企業にとってはそれこそ垂涎物か。
Then all sorts of pharmaceutical companies must be drawing for this data.
その審査を通すためにまた賄賂をばらまいているのか。
Yeah, of course. No, that's what they actually did, if I remember correctly, for the first time at least. Yeah, because they completely dishonestly did it. There were so many flaws in the Lowell drug, and yet because people would want its composition and obviously all of the... what was it that... I mean... Yeah, that's really quite interesting. So if the quality is good of the medicine, they can actually sell really, really high prices for them. Yeah, but obviously they're desperate to collect data so that they can potentially, you know, thrive off of this really quite essential data. Maybe they're collecting, maybe they're actually creating something completely different, but the data collected from that drug and obviously its composition would be valuable to them in the creation of their drug. So maybe if they're not stealing it, they could still have something that, you know, would be benefited from it. Oh, no, the opposite.
全く運動していないんです。
They're not lobbying it at all. Huh? Oh, ordinarily, survey data from authoritative doctors is mandatory for approval, but doctors with famed and renowned ability are always in high demand from pharmaceutical companies. Yeah. So is it just doctors abusing their authority? Thus, in order to obtain their cooperation, it's necessary to pay them a suitable reward and cover the research fees, and unaccounted for funds may be included as well. Yeah. For that reason, it's nearly impossible to pass the approval process without lobbying the doctors involved. Yeah, I mean, fair. Yes, so to actually be able to get the data from, you know, doctors with really, really high speciality and obviously cooperation as well in, you know, pursuit of making the ultimate medicine that you can sell for a shit ton of money. Yeah, you need to be able to, you know, pay a lot. Yes, I suppose paying a lot for these doctors would actually imply lobbying.
なるほど。
Yeah.
読めたぞ。
Oh, I see where this is going. Ooh, Minor stamped the cigarette he was smoking into the ashtray as he said that.
その入江機関で研究中の薬のデータを流用し、コピー薬を作る。
They were diverting data on the drug being studied at the EDA Institute in order to make copies.
その薬を同じ病、ひなみ沢症候群を患っている患者に処方して比較試験を行う。
The drug is being prescribed to patients with the same illness. This is Hinamizawa syndrome. I'm conducting comparisons.
そこで問題点を洗い出し、改良を重ねて製品化へと結びつける。
That way they can identify problems and continue to improve it before their commercial release.
そんなところか。
That's how it is.
ええ、 そういうことで
God,
す。
that's so surprising. How is that even legal? Yeah, I mean, this is quite literally human experimentation in, you know, drug form. I mean, giving people a trial drug that isn't even fully tested. That could have so many side effects, so many risks. But it's interesting that, you know, I suppose they're getting the data that the researchers actually made from the results of the drug, and they're using that to make, you know, the prime copy medicine, I suppose.
AP 内の実験ならわざわざ臨床試験の許諾を得る必要もありませんしね。
Oh yeah, yeah. If the experiments are being conducted by the Alphabet Project, they don't even need to get a clinical trial license. Oh, that's interesting. It's just because of how much of a political
審
influence
査会に
Alphabet
申
Project
請を
has.
出しているのはそのダミーってことか。
You're saying the application they submitted to the review board is just a dummy?
ローウェル社の製品に対するアレルギーはもう日本人の中に浸透し
The
ています
Japanese
から
people
ね。
have developed a hypersensitivity to LOWELL INC products.
連中は日本での販売をとうに諦めている。
So they've already given up selling on selling in Japan.
むしろそれならもっと膨大な人口を要する国で販売した方が効率的
Instead,
です。
it would be better to sell in a different country with a larger
ですか
population.
ら日本は製品化につなげるための
Oh,
ただの
God.
実験所。
Oh God, so you just sell it in a country and then test it on all of the people. It doesn't matter how many people have, you know, been affected by the medicine's side effects, but yeah, that will give you data, and then from the data you can actually, you know, improve the drug as much as you can before selling it into one of the countries, and then obviously there's the, you know, not being stationed in the country. You can pass loads of laws from that. Yeah.
つくづくふざけた話ですよ。
Yeah, it's an utterly ludicrous story. No, definitely, yeah. In all likelihood, the drugs developed and manufactured by LOWELL Inc. will be sold in foreign countries. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. They were no longer thinking of entering the relatively small Japanese market. Their interest was primarily in connecting data and studying the drug in clinical trials. Yeah, that's actually really quite interesting that said, because, yeah, I mean, they have paid a lot of money for data. And I'm assuming that, you know, the times the researchers actually got the highest amount of funding was when, you know, they were actually, LOWELL Inc. were actually leeching a bit of the data from the medicine that they've actually uncovered towards them, really.
その実験を AP で
Oh shit.
その研究データを集めて横流ししているやつがいると
Oh, so there's somebody out there gathering this. And I shouldn't be reading this. I should be reading these lines. Yeah, so I suppose they would have, because obviously Hinamizawa Syndrome being part of the Alphabet Project, it is an organisation. I mean, yeah, it was a truly crafty and yet deeply ironic plot. AP, a secret organisation established for national defence and national interests, was providing the legwork. It is actually quite funny though, yeah. Yeah, for the benefit of a foreign business. It is really quite interesting that, you know, LOWELL were trying to basically completely take over the... Well, I'd assume they probably go into globalisation the second they can, really, just, you know, become a multinational company, sell in as many countries as you possibly can, and then, yeah, as a result of that, just make as much money in the biggest markets possible. Yeah, it is interesting the strategies they're using. I mean, they're totally unethical, but at least they're interesting, I suppose. But that's how valuable research data is. You can literally turn laws down. Minor was tempted to grumble on how it was a masterful stroke of genius on the part of the traitor that brought it up. No, I agree, it is a very, very clever plan. And that how much evasion of the law they've actually done, it really is quite surprising that they can still, for example, go to, you know, the Ministry of Health and Construction and try to, for example, you know, propose for their drug to have, you know, medical analysis. But obviously that's really quite risky because of you having to fully trust the doctors involved. So there's someone out there gathering this research data and running off of it. Ooh, but who?
ネタはまだ確定していません。
The intel still hasn't been confirmed yet.
ただ、小泉のじいさま亡き後、AP を仕切っているのは官房長官の奥野。
Oh, interesting.
厚生大臣の千葉です。
But supposedly, after old man Koizumi's death, the AP has been headed by Chief Cabinet Secretary Okuno and the Ministry of Health and Welfare, Chiba.
その直下にいる入江貴野とかいう研究者は、フード病の解明が生きがいみたいな連中だから除外するとして。
Yep. Yeah, that's actually really quite surprising. I didn't realise that Okino and obviously Ministry of Health and Welfare, you know, Chiba, his name was, yeah, Chiba, and Takada was his secretary. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't run off with the information at all. So the wrongdoer is either Okino or Chiba.
さらに言えば奥野は今度の衆議院選挙で与党が勝った場合、次期幹事長の座は間違いないわけだから。
Yeah, so the wrongdoer is either Okino or Chiba. Come to think of it, as long as the ruling party wins the next House of Representatives election, Okino is a shoo-in to be the next Secretary General.
前の厚生大臣様が一番臭いですね。
The former Ministry of Health and Welfare is the most fishy.
立場的にも元医薬局の課長。
He was originally the manager of the pharmaceutical group. Fucking hell, that's a big position.
当時同期入省だった大沼茂が逮捕されている。
Oh yeah, that's interesting. And around that same time period, Onuma Shigeru was arrested.
黒っぽいどころか真っ黒ですよ。
Yeah, no, yeah, and the thing is, these people were not only really, really unethical and they're supporting fucking evil businesses, but they're also, well, they're also so high up, they literally control everything. They are the rulebook. You can't defy them.
なるほど。
Chiba, huh? I see. After hearing that, Minor held his breath. Sorry, held his hand to his chin. I'm just so used to seeing breath instead of, you know, something like hand. So yeah, that's what I said accidentally. Then he pulled the notebook out of his inside pocket and flipped through it. Ooh, does he know something about Chiba? Something come to mind?
ああ。
Yeah.
13年前のローウェル事件ってのは確かにでかい医薬スキャンダ
Yeah,
ル
the
だった。
Lowell incident 13 years ago was a massive drug scandal.
知っての通り、数年にわたる捜査の末、多くの関係者連中がしょっぴかれて、賄賂だのザル審査だのとマスコミ連中は大騒ぎしてたな。
As you know, after several years of investigation, many people were drowning in controversy. Oh yeah, definitely. And the media was making a huge fuss about bribery and illegitimate reviews.
だが実は他の面もあった。
Ooh, but the truth is there was another side to it.
どういうことですか？
What do you mean?
ローウェル事件では、さっきも出た大沼って当時の医薬局次長が逮捕されたが、この情報はもともとローウェル社自身が暴露したものなのさ。
You mentioned Orneman's tie to the Lowell incident. Yeah, this is the guy, I think he was, I can't remember entirely who he was, but I know he was one of the most significant people in Lowell Inc. And yeah, I think he was one of the or not one of the managers, but one of the people in the top charts of the organisations, really. You mentioned Onomato's Lowell incident. It's true that the assistant director of the pharmaceutical safety, assistant director, very, very high, of the Pharmaceutical Safety Bureau was arrested, but the information leading to that originally came from Lowell Inc.
向こうの議会で追及された末のことだったが、それが元で日本国内でも事件が明るみになった。
It happened after Parliament's last investigation into the issue, but thanks to that, the incident became far more widely known across Japan.
実際そこで情報が出ていなかったら、国内の死亡事故は全部闇に葬られていたかもしれないとまで言われている。
If that information hadn't been released, it's possible that all of these domestic fatalities could have been buried in the darkness. It's so surprising about, the pharmaceutical bureau, like the people that are literally in charge of, the pharmaceutical office, just having so many really quite bad connections. And it's actually really quite interesting. The reason the Alphabet Project is actually going to be, restored from its imperialist state and obviously moved towards a more modern Japanese state is just so these people can, completely stuff their pockets. That's actually really quite surprising. So Lowell releasing information that Parliament investigated has actually caused them to, have a fatal blow, really.
まさかそれじゃ
Can't be, you mean...
大沼茂は単なるスケープゴートで、実際には彼とつながりの深かった今村洋平、元外務大臣の勢力を弱めさせる目的があったそうだ。
You've got to be kidding me. So these people totally used this man. What the fuck? Okay, this really is evil. Now, the fact that, they've totally used somebody and this person will never have his name cleared just because of how serious of an offence, it's looked like he's actually committed. Yeah, Onuma Shigeru was nothing more than a scapegoat. In fact, he had deep ties with Imamura Yorhae, the former Minister of Foreign Affairs. Oh, that's interesting, the former Minister of Foreign Affairs. And the goal was to weaken his influence. Yeah, and that's interesting. If you weaken that person's influence, it's so, I'd assume that Lowell has a little bit more freedom into, expanding into a foreign
アジア
country.
寄りの外交を推進しようとしていたその外相の存在が、それと反対する西側諸国にとっては目障りだったってことだろう。
The foreign minister at the time had a strong voice and was trying to promote the closer diplomatic ties with Asia, but that presented an obstacle to Western nations that were opposed to the idea. Oh yeah,
そしてその西側寄りの外交を支持していたのが当時の防衛庁長官の奥野。
Yeah, so you have to silence them. Yeah, and the Director General of the Defense Agency, Okuno, favors diplomacy with the West.
さらに彼の盟友の千葉だっ
Oh
た。
yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah. And he had close ties with Chiba. In other words, the true objective of this Lowell incident was not to condemn the distributors of dangerous drugs, but to change the course of Japanese politics. Yeah. To that end, they deliberately brought dangerous drugs into Japan that would cause problems, knowing that bringing it to light would politically eliminate the opposition party members who were connected to it. They go so far over foreign policy. Jesus, this is so deep. Interesting, that. That's really quite interesting. So Okinawa, you know, the person that's really quite high in the Alphabet Project at the moment, him favouring ties with the West. That's just so surprising that, you know, obviously because of him wanting to, I suppose the ultimate motive is money, but yeah, it's just so ridiculous how much these people would go out of their way just to completely, I suppose, risk, you know, get as much political influence as possible. I mean, Jesus. Yeah, that's really quite interesting, that. Yeah, so because these people actually have connection to Lowell Inc., they are going to be really quite risked, and because of their connection to Lowell Inc., political power will be lost, and then I'd assume that you know, the Onuma person that was actually arrested, he you know, obviously he was a part of you know, he was a really quite high person, was assistant director. Or was that to Lowell? Oh wait, Deep Ties, no. Yeah, he was the assistant director at Lowell. Yeah, as expected, Akiyama was completely shocked when he heard... Yeah, no, I know, it's so surprising, the fact that, you know, this was just made so that, you know, foreign, you know, connections with Japan could actually weaken, and as a result, Lowell could, you know, expand into foreign countries, really. That's the ultimate motive, I'd assume. Compared to modern politicians who look the other way against minor corruption when it benefits them, this is on a completely different level. Then why is Chiba digging things up along the route? That is interesting. Yeah, why bring a scandal that buried your enemies back to the limelight? The scale is different. Oh, there's somebody else who isn't even working for the will of this country. You probably wouldn't even know about it. So I think they were just lucky that Onuma was arrested and they were saved. And I think they've already decided to start again.
その医薬局次長の名義を利用した千葉本人ってことさ。
What? They have totally framed this person for something that is, you know, a really, really bad act. Onuma wasn't actually the one who did anything. It was Chiba himself, acting under the name of the Assistant Director of the Pharmaceutical Safety Bureau. What?
だから大沼が逮捕されて、そのほとぼりが冷めた頃になって、また始めようと思ったんだろう。
So after Onuma was arrested, by the time things started to cool down, he thought about starting it up again.
それだけプラシル絡みの話は懐に入る金額が桁違いだったってことだ。
Oh. Compared to Placid, the amount of money coming into their pockets from this is an entire order of magnitude higher.
話だよ。
Yeah. Absurd. Yeah, Akiyama pulled out another lukewarm beer, seeking to moisten his driver. Oh yeah, fair enough. I mean, this is so stressful. The fact that it's just so much, like, seriously, it's just really quite interesting that, you know, Lowell have really tried to make it so that, you know, they have really, really dangerous drugs that have been released. But the fact that these drugs are... I'm just finding it so hard to comprehend that, you know, really dangerous drugs have deliberately been released to cause political tension, which can then cause opposition parties to be framed because they have connections to Lowell. I mean, my god. It's really fucking evil. I mean, that is a really good word. It's evil, it's corrupt, and, you know, human lives are not even a concern at this point. So the person that wasn't actually working for the will of the country, I wonder who that could be. I think it's probably Nomida, maybe. So surprising though. So all the crimes that Onuma was framed for, Chiba did himself. And the fact that Chiba, for example, we saw him, you know, operating another Placil. I wonder what they are actually trying to change politically there. Because they've obviously got to be trying to change something. Or maybe they've actually deliberately tried to make a medicine that would be improved so that their reputation could potentially be, I don't know, cleared a little bit? I don't know though. Akiyama. When it comes to matters public security is involved in this level of international conspiracy isn't all that uncommon. Wow, I'm actually surprised. Nevertheless, he was deeply shocked and felt ashamed of himself for his inexperienced response. Yeah, that's interesting because I would have thought that, you know, from his responses and his shock that, you know, they rarely receive these things. I'm so surprised that, like, yeah, and I mean, I think this is just a person that knows, like, nothing about politics, just really learning how evil human beings can be. Yeah, it is scary. Yeah, oh my god, yeah, the fact that they've discovered all of this, it's amazing. I'd expect no less from the covert intel department of the National Police Agency.
Minai-san はそれを掴んでいたのかもな。
Oh, Minai-san might have gotten hands on this. Huh?
Yeah, なんでもない。
Never mind, it's nothing.
で、このことはお姫さんには?
So you're gonna pass this info along to the princess? They need to! Yeah. Oh, interesting that we use Arakawa for that. Because Arakawa is firstly a really, really experienced spy, and secondly, the fact that he's actually talking to public security people. I mean, that really just shows how much significance he bears. Minus the parts connected to Chiba, though. God, so they've literally discovered something about Chiba, you know, potentially doing all the things that Onuma was framed to do, but because it's so confidential, if they make a mistake that's, you know, obviously a false accusation, shit is going down for people. Indeed. This is Tomoe. If she knew the full story of what Lowell Inc. was up to this time, and that Chiba was the man lurking behind it, yeah, definitely, yeah. She wouldn't hesitate to arrest him. We still don't know who killed her father, but at the same time, the fact that Chiba is actually the person that, you know, has the most involvement, of course Tomoe would feel that, you know, Chiba is the person that has the most involvement in the evil company that, you know, has been responsible for her father's death. And, you know, her and Madoka's potential death. They've ruined a lot of their lives and, you know, left scars that will never go. But, yeah, at least they're alive, I suppose. But when you're fighting against politicians, ordinary force simply won't cut it. No, God, no. In fact, getting caught up in something like that could even cost you your life. Yeah, seriously, yeah, you've got to be God, so that's so surprising. So I'm assuming that Tomoe's father was really getting into the true intent of Lowell, the fact that it was being used as, you know, just ultimately to weaken opposition political parties, especially in, you know, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I mean, fucking hell. He must have been one of the people that uncovered their secret. Yeah, those folks may have already made contact. There's no way they haven't noticed the princess's activities and seen them as a roadblock. Should you act as a decoy? Oh, don't be stupid. Yeah, if I did that, Minai-san was cursed to death. Weird sound effect, yeah. Yeah, Akiyama smiled and laughed, then used this lighter to light the cigarette Myanmar held to his mouth. After a quick hand wave to show his gratitude, he exhaled a full puff of smoke out of the window. Yeah, don't do anything rash, princess. Oh my god, yeah! Now that would be interesting. After coming this far, the enemy is not going to care about appearances anymore. It's really quite scary because the police literally know everything now. They know every single secret about Lowell. But the thing is, this is such a big political organisation, so yeah. They know how to conceal crimes, let's just say that. Myanmar pictures Tomoe's face with that strong, earnest conviction that there was always in her eyes, and smiled to himself. Even without her father, she was a bright one. Oh my god, yeah, definitely. If anything, she may even be brighter than her father. Who knows? If possible, he wanted her to live a long life. Oh, she will, yeah, move ahead in the world. He clung to those selfless thoughts. Well, that's why I need your help on this particular case. Oh, god, that's so surprising. So they've actually had a stop order here, and yet they've, you know, he's actually requesting for this person, you know, Akiyama, to deny it, and just deny that it's ever been given to him, really. Ignore it. Yeah, the Lowell definitely, you know, they've probably seen what's happening. They probably had Hanada as a mole as well. That would be really quite bad. Yeah, so I think Hanada is affiliated with Lowell. Could you imagine if in the end of this we find out who killed Tomoe's parents? That would be amazing. Oh my god, seeing that arrest, that would probably be so... They have to make something like that moving. If they don't, then what are they doing?
Oh
my god, that is actually fair enough. I mean, if firstly, the fact that what's his name, Mino has actually acquired all this information shows that, you know, even though there was a stop order, yeah, they're not gonna give a shit. This is a really good connection that, you know, Mino actually has. I wonder who this person actually is in relation to Mino. Yeah, a little late for that, isn't it? This is your favourite disciple, Mino-san. That makes her like a younger sister to me. Oh my god, that's surprising. I'll nail it into the director's head. No need to worry. Right, I'm in your debt. He is so lucky. No, but the only thing is, so Akiyama, I'm assuming, what is Akiyama's position? Well, we're not going to get it here, are we? Yeah, no. Yeah, but he's at a very high position. I'd assume Enrip's material. Yeah, so he's going to hammer, he'll nail the fact that, you know, this investigation is something that can't be stopped because it is a serious political scandal and they need to come to the truth of this. He's actually going to, you know, really try and convince the director that, you know, this decision he's made here will actually, you know, have some good benefits to, you know, solving. It would be nice if we didn't have to resort to that. Oh yeah, definitely, because the thing is, this is such a high and serious thing. The good thing about being a political criminal is you're so high up that, you know, you can really use your authority to your advantage. But yeah, it would be nice if they didn't, but they kind of do. Yeah, but at this rate, it's hard to expect that. Indeed. Oh, by the way. What is it? There's something else. Oh, yeah, I wonder. About Chiba's second secretary, Tsukada. I found something really quite interesting. Oh. I love that. The secret conversation between the two of them continued well into that. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. What the fuck is this about, though? I see. Yeah, Chiba, I suppose. Oh, interesting. So Arakawa is the person that's, yeah, telling her. But she doesn't know about Chiba. Wait, so it can't be Chiba. Who is that, I wonder? Dude, I really wonder what Takada's involvement is, though. So Takada definitely, you know, as a secretary, of course, he's going to have so many scandals. So not only is Takada, you know, a dishonest person that, you know, for example, kind of does the fling thing with, you know, his fiancée, but also this. Fucking hell. I suppose they kind of have. The more she read, the more uncomfortable she felt. Oh yeah, understandable. I mean, this is so personal to her. It must be really, really difficult to solve something like this. And it became harder and harder to keep her anger and frustration in check. Yeah, fair. I mean, what they've done is so fucking corrupt. It really is. I say this like I understand everything. To be honest, I'm not really the best at understanding stuff like this. I mean, I've got the rough idea, but still. Hopefully we'll get more understanding the more we read, really. So what did Mino-san have to say? Oh, seems it's pursuing movements in the inside the Ministry of Health and Welfare. Good.
あと公安は
Being
ローウェル社
really,
と
really good.
ゴグラの大学病院とのつながりに調査員を差し向けると。
And public security are sending investigators to find a link between Lowell Inc. and Gorgudai University Hospital. Yeah, good one. Because Lowell Inc., I feel that, you know, the fact that Natsumi can actually get her, you know, pharmaceuticals from there, yeah, that really says a lot. Yeah, no, I know. At last, things are really coming together. And this is definitely going to make Tomoe look good in her, you know, police investigatory profiling
ああ、
techniques.
もう一つ。
Ooh, oh, we did say one other
無
thing.
茶はするな、だそうです。
Oh, don't do anything crazy.
信用ないな。
What, he doesn't trust me? It's a very personal subject. But at the same time, I think this, obviously she's taking this lightly now, but when things that concern a person that could have potentially killed her father, I mean, yeah, of course it's going to be really quite, you know, compulsory to say. After that, Tomoe opened the passenger side door and said, "See ya," as she stepped out. Instead of a proper goodbye, Arakawa lightly beeped the horn at her and then pulled out of the parking space at the Kakiuchi station.
さて
Now then,
と
after stretching wide, Tomoe suddenly gazed up at the Kakiuchi station building. Since it was the dead of the night, there were very few windows with the lights still on. Oh, but one of them still lit up was the Joint Investigation Headquarters meeting room. Ooh, that's interesting, because I'm assuming Joint Investigation Headquarters, that's probably, I mean, headquarters as well, really, really high rank, so I'd assume, you know, NRIPS and also them. Oh, nice. After Hanada's disappearance, Tomoe confided with the Joint Investigation HQ member. Oh, right, so that's a completely different thing. Joint Investigation HQ members about what she knew so far. And even though it was unclear at the time who was leaking information, she apologised for the rudeness of secretly conducting an investigation on her own. Yeah, it's good that she... No, I mean, obviously the fact that she's found stuff doesn't really makes it kinda... It doesn't really make it matter that much that, you know, she's done this, I'd assume, but... Yeah, at the same time, that must be really quite bad. But yeah, it's really good that, you know, these people will forgive her. Then she deeply bowed her head and asked everybody to lend her their strength once more.
Oi, Hime-san. Nani
Oh, it's Dojima, that's good. Come on, princess, nothing has changed.
そんなに気を使われると、かえって水臭い感じがするぜ。
Oh, that's interesting. So he's saying that, like, if you... I suppose if you conduct investigations with that much... significance, really. If you actually say that you're conducting investigations, you tell us, then you're being too cautious. That's quite funny, that. But that's like, let's be honest, he's only saying that because a good outcome has actually came from secretly investigating. If it was the opposite and a bad outcome had arrived, then oh boy, that'd be a little bit different, his response. Huh? It is so surprising though. Oh, I know, genuinely, yeah. Yeah, definitely. No, but the thing is, I think they're just supporting her so much because of how, you know, brilliant her actions are doing and how effective it is as well. They could potentially be, you know, pulling down a really, really bad and shady political scheme here. Yeah, but surprisingly though, Dojima, Yamamura, and the other investigators reacted by saying, "So what now?" Yeah, Tomoe was expecting them to admonish her and that she'd have to dodge questions. You felt that something strange was going on. We felt it too.
ただ、姫さんの言う通り、俺たちが全体で乗り出せば、おそらく裏切り者が誰かを突き止めるには無駄な時間がかかっただろう。
But if we had tried to identify the traitor as a group, it probably would have played out as just as you said, Princess. It would have been a waste of time.
もっとも、その裏切り者をあんた自身が気づかずに抱え込んじまってたってのが。
No, it is an amusing story though that you were right next to the traitor without even realizing it. I'm ashamed of it. No, but the only thing is he is a properly good traitor, and I'm assuming Hanada definitely has clout over at the thingy Lowell organization.
いやいや、それだけ今回の山が一筋縄ではいかないって証拠さ。
Oh no, take that as proof we're up against an unconventional enemy this time. Yeah.
俺たちも今まで以上に腰据えていかないとやばいだろ。
Yes. Now more than ever, it will be dangerous unless we can step in. Yeah.
なあみんな。
Right, everybody. Oh my god. I mean, if you hear more approval, if you don't hear approval in a reaction like that, then I don't know what you hear approval in. All the investigators barked an answer to Dojima's question in unison as well. Nice. Don't know why that has any significance, but like, okay. Rather than losing morale, they all looked vibrantly energetic, dependable, and kind. Yes. And the fact that these people are actually going to be able to cooperate, I mean, I'm assuming, Dojima, he's really quite high. I can't remember exactly what he does. No, but still I know. Hang on. I forgot. God, that is so surprising. That I mean, even the people as high as here, like the Joint Investigation HQ office, people who actually have permission to be in there, if they all put their best efforts together, they wouldn't have been able to even mirror a result close to what Tomoe has achieved. I mean, it really is quite surprising that Tomoe's investigation has actually led to this, insane discovery. One that has been going on, one that has been trying to be investigated for years now. Yeah, that's so good that they're, really, really, I suppose, just approachable people that you want to work with. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh no, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, everybody really is. Everybody is really giving their role. Yes, you do. She already was, to be fair, but like, still. Yeah. After muttering that to herself, Tomoe took a breath to raise her spirits, and then she headed down to the entrance hall towards the office of the 1st Division. Then she stopped at the break room along the way to buy a can of unsweetened coffee, but at that moment... Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she could faintly hear a phone ringing, and the sound grew louder as she approached the 1st Investigation Division room. Someone was calling the 1st Division. Ooh, is nobody in there? Jeez. Oh, she actually has to answer it. Tomoe let out a sigh, then rushed to the nearby phone. She thought about just hanging up on them, but fortunately the voice coming in through the receiver was one of the night shift operators. Hello. Oh. Ooh. An outside line though. Is Minai-san still there? There's a call coming from an outside line. Yes?
ミナイは私ですが、どちら様から？
This is Minai speaking. Who might the caller be?
すみません。気づかなくて。塚田様だそうです。
God. Oh, this is gonna be so interesting! Because they not only have a really big personal connection because of, you know, their sporting relationship when Tomoe was an athlete, and, you know, obviously when they when she resigned. But still, the fact that now Tomoe knows that Tsukada is full of well, she doesn't actually know that he's the secretary for Chiba. But what the fuck?
ご存知ですか?
Do you know him? Huh? She lost her voice. Because there was only one person she knew with that last name, Takada. To be fair, it could be another one out of coincidence, but still. Oh, it's so weird. Oh no, Lowell are really acting. They know everything. That's bad though. That really gets bad because these people, they are good criminals. I mean, these people literally got Chiba's acts and they framed all of them on Onuma, who was in the opposing political party of the Ministry of Foreign things. Foreign something, Foreign Services. Oh, it doesn't really matter, but still. Oh my god. This is so surprising. But shall I patch him through? Or, oh yes.
つないでください。
Please set him through. Then the voice on the other end of the receiver switched from female to male, and then she could hear the man say hello. The voice was unmistakable.
もしもし。
Hello?
見ないか?
Is that you, Mina?
すまん。どこにかけていいかわかんなくて代表にかけちまったよ。
You are full of shit. What is he going to say though? I'm sorry, I didn't know how else I could get in touch with you.
塚田
Tsukada senpai?
先輩。
Hang on a second. Wasn't it wait, was it Toki Hogushi we saw Tsukada? I'm getting kind of confused with timelines. No, it has to be Toki Hogushi. We saw Tsukada actually doing wait. This changes everything if it was Toki Hogushi. That's where I meet Nagisa. Oh! Oh, interesting. I always thought this was in a different timeline. So there was actually been a reopening of the next plastic medicine. So this isn't the first time they're actually meeting each other. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Hearing his voice was nostalgic. Yeah, even though she had gone years without seeing him and only recently reunited with him, Tsukada's warm tone and timbre of his voice was so distinct she could immediately identify it was him. It's so surprising that even though he has these things, yeah, he's still full of shit. However, yeah, right now his voice felt somehow far away. Her field of view started to narrow and she could hear a high-pitched ringing. Oh my god, please do not give in to your fucking head, you are so strong. Sorry, I realize this is sudden. Oh, that's surprising. I got this phone number from Madoka-chan. Oh, and she told me you work at Kakiuchi Station. Right, yeah. That was a lie. Yep. Why would Madoka why would Madoka give, firstly, a number that's for First Investigation Division? You know, really quite confidential part of the police organisation to him. And secondly, Madoka thinks he is a fucking liar and a dishonest man. Why? Yep, exactly. Madoka didn't particularly care for Tsukada, so, Tsukada. I hate how similar they sound. And Madoka didn't particularly care for Tsukada, so she would have never told him where to go. And besides, they had little to nothing in common, didn't they? Yeah.
どうしました?
Is something wrong?
結構遅い時間ですけど、何かご用で?
It's rather late at night, but did you need something?
前から誘っていたけどさ。
Yeah, about that invitation from before.
今週どこかで食事でもしないか?
This is just so full of shit. Oh my god! It's really quite funny. I mean, yeah. You kind of got rejected. I mean, nothing was really said, but you kind of got rejected. There is no denying that. So you're going to try it again. But I think it is going to be a little bit more on the case of you are going to fucking die if you fall into this trap. Go out to eat. Yeah, I think it's a little bit more serious than just a little something. Yeah, I have something I'd like to discuss. What do you say? It's just so funny knowing that this person is a complete corrupt criminal. I see. Tomoe recalled where Takada was currently working and quietly thought over what it might mean. Yeah, there was indeed something they had in common, and if this phone call wasn't a mere coincidence, then... This is a bad mistake. Oh my god. She could literally die. What if there are agents that could potentially kill her? No, but at the same time, how would they be able to kill her? Why would they be able to... How would they be able to kill her? This is going to be a public meetup. Yeah, they're just going to be... They need to meet up in a really crowded space. So. What's a good place to meet up? Right. Oh, okay. Oh, you bastard. Why do you end there? Oh, now that's gonna be interesting, though. You can really just tell that not only are the police getting more and more inside the investigation, but so are Lowell. Holy shit, this is cool, man. I love that that's the first thing that's said. Right, this is going to be really quite interesting to see what's actually going to happen here. So, I really wonder... So, I really can't trust Tsukada whatsoever. Because, firstly, at any moment they... No, wait, hang on a second. No, I think what he's going to do is he's going to discuss with Tomoe about something that, if she doesn't accept, could put her in a really seriously dangerous situation. That's my assumption. Oh, I already saved. Right, yeah, I'm going to go to bed today. I'm tired as hell. Got a big day tomorrow, so yeah. Oh my god, that was really quite fun. That was interesting learning about all of the secrets of Lowell, I must admit. Sometimes it was kind of boring, but at the same time it was, you know, quite interesting. And it really is just shocking just to learn the, you know, the degree of corruption Lowell actually has. And I'm really quite excited to learn, you know, how everything's going to, you know, progress. Oh my god, Tsukada being there and Hanada being the traitor as well. That was so surprising, but yeah, it really makes sense once you sort of, you know, once you really look into why. Oh my god, man, I'm excited for, you know, just the progression of this plot. I'm probably going to play for quite a long time tomorrow, so yeah, I'll see you guys there. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed.